Cape May County Sheriff, sponsored by the League of New Voters, which is being broadcast live on the 7 The Coast, the 98.7 The Coast, and streamed live at 987thecoast.com. Back to
The commercial's over.
Obviously, there's some changes that were made with regards to bail reform. Do you support it? And, you know, if you were asked by Trenton on suggestions to improve things going forward, what suggestions would you provide?
I think that's my question, correct? Out talking amongst the police officers in our communities, bail reform has made their job extremely tough. It's taken a process of making that arrest and deciding if they're going to jail or not from probably an hour process to 3 or 4 hours. It's really hurt the police departments. And again, that's one of the reasons I believe the Sheriff's Department needs to help in those areas of transportation or whatever we can do to help them with what's going on, because their job is extremely tough. So, is what we can recommend. I believe we probably should revisit the point system that they're using, and then the all-call, and actually the 48-hour requirement to get that person into court. It's put a strain on the whole process. It's cost the county a lot of money. So I would definitely work to make some suggestions and to make some changes there, because it's put a strain on our resources. And when the officers are on the street and they're trying to get people into jail and it's taking them 4 hours, that's 4 hours they're out of our community. So it definitely has not been a success in that aspect.
Okay, well, interestingly enough, as commander of the Law Enforcement Division, my office is here in the courts, I've been involved with this entire process, the rollout of the process. I've gone to Trenton with the freeholders and representatives of county government to analyze the effect that this would have on our government, on our budgets, and on our employees. I've also sat with the state judiciary, I've sat with the joint vicinage of Atlantic and Cape May County and discussed ad nauseum all the different things that are going to be involved to make this work. Now, one thing we have to know, I have officers in the Sheriff's Department making these arrests too. We have people who come into the courts, we find out there's a warrant on them, we have to process them like anyone else. So we're coming under the same restraints. We have to process them and go through the entire process. But let's not lose sight of what this whole thing was about. Years ago, prior to January 1 of this year, there were people sitting in the county jail for lack of not having money. There was people sitting there rotting away and not being productive citizens simply because they didn't have money to get out of jail. What this system does, it allows people, they analyze a series of events to determine whether this person would be a substantial risk to release to the community. Once it's determined that they wouldn't be a risk, they're allowed out without bail and they're given a court date. I say we give it a chance. Let's see how the system works. Sure, it's cumbersome right now, but I think that once the system is going and we get through all of the issues, I think you'll see, looking back in time, that it was a good program.
Sure. The question was about whether it's appropriate for the people who were didn't have money. Obviously, it works for them, but it's not working for our communities. And that's for the people that are paying taxes, our law-abiding citizens. So there has to be some type of push to make some correction there. I'm not saying we or advocate to get rid of the program. Obviously, it works for the reason it was intended for, but we definitely have to tighten it up so we can bring compliance and workable for the officers on the street.
Let's change the questioning for a minute, because we've got one set of questions going to one candidate and the other set going to the other. So, Mr. Brown, if you could ask Mr. Nolan the next question.
Sure. Sheriff's officers can be essential in assisting local municipalities on busy weekends or in some ongoing efforts, in what ways do you think would be best served to work with local law enforcement to ensure that county residents are safe?
Okay, we already do that. There's not a major event that goes on in this county that we're not part of, assisting other agencies. We have memorandum of understanding in place right now with the Lower Township government, for the Lower Township Police, for the Wildwood Police, and the North Wildwood Police. And we're always here available to help the Middle Township Police. This is our host community. When events go on in Upper Township where they have an excess of visitors or people congregating, we have our officers go up and assist the state police with traffic details or anything they may need. I feel that I've been here long enough where I've been able to establish a rapport with all the chiefs of police in this entire county. It only takes a simple phone call. We'll call up and say, "Undersheriff, we got an event going on. What's the chance of getting some help up there?" We have such a good relationship. I've forged such a strong bond with the chiefs of police throughout this county. When they need help, we send them there. And when there's major events, if you look at the Irish Festival, you look at the concert on the beach, our officers are there. In some cases, we even send a mounted unit with a horse down there to assist coverage and to provide a law enforcement presence to assist the local police and municipalities. We've been doing that for some time, and each year we work harder to be more available to the police. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Herron.
When I been trying to evaluate certain situations, I look at indicators. When I went to Upper Township, the school district. They were having an active shooter exercise, and I was up there as an observer from Lower Township Emergency Management. So after it all said and done, I noticed the sheriff's department wasn't there at a school active shooter exercise. So during the campaign, Bob and I were talking about this. I raised the issue, and Bob said, "Well, the state police are territorial, and they, quite frankly, didn't invite us." So the indicator for me was that I used as an indicator to say we need to build better relationships with the police departments. And it's true, the sheriff's department does have people out there in our community, Lower Township, the Middle Township, but there's a Cape County consists of those who are sitting on down. I don't have to tell anybody that, but that indicator that day when the sheriff's department wasn't there at an active shooter exercise, that's one of the things I'm talking about is a unified approach to planning and exercising these events. And while the sheriff's department probably would not be a lead agency at that level, if we have officers in the area when there's an active shooter at any school, we should know how to respond with every municipality and what's expected of us. And you do that by pre-planning. You do that by looking at the plans of each municipality and then exercising those plans. You train on those plans. So that's one of the areas I focus on.
Okay, regarding the specific incident my opponent refers to, it's taken a little out of context. There he goes again. What was said was that perhaps we weren't invited. The state police, that's their territory. We weren't invited. Had we even been made aware of it, we would have been at that event. That was something between the state police and the local school board. And the only reason my opponent was even aware of it, because he is a part-time employee with Lower Township as emergency management coordinator. We don't have that information, and it wouldn't come to us. If they would have called, I assure you, we would have had people there. We have people that are specialists in that exact thing, active shooter. I have officers that would respond at the drop of a dime with an active shooter response. They're trained, they're properly armed, and they know exactly what to do. So it's not that we didn't go because of bad communication or because we didn't want to help the state police. We were not there because it was not brought to our attention, number one, and it was an event that was scheduled between the state police and that school board of the township.
Thank
All right. This question will go to Mr. Herron. We danced around this topic, and this question is from the public. Share your viewpoint on the opioid addiction situation. To what extent is it a problem in Cape County, and what should be the sheriff's role in dealing with this issue?
That's a good question. Again, I've been out speaking to various groups, Cape Counseling, Cape Assist, Cure. I'm trying to get a handle on what their perspective is, because there are a lot of people already working on this problem in Cape May County. But I believe that the sheriff, again, should be a voice of the people. And I think through our campaign, we've already talked about and raised more awareness to the opioid problem in Cape May County. Last count that I received, it was 155 overdoses and 28 deaths just in Cape May County. And even the president today declared it an epidemic throughout the country. So the sheriff's department has to be actively involved. The sheriff has to be a voice of the people when there's problems in our community. He should be an advocate for bringing new programs, and the sheriff's department doesn't necessarily have to be the one instituting the programs, but again, with a unified approach to sitting down and discussing these issues, maybe we can bring a different perspective through the planning processes to help educate our children. And that's the perspective I want to bring to the opioid problem, is being an advocate and working in our communities, both in law enforcement and in the proactive approach community of bringing this to an awareness and hopefully bring it to an end.
Well, again, I wasn't surprised when I came home today and looked at the news and saw that President Trump declared that the opioid epidemic was a nationwide health emergency. And I can tell you from a law enforcement perspective, I will continue to support